Hello everyone. Anybody fancy a trip to London? Fancy a look around Buckingham Palace maybe? Well, this is the latest offering from Westminster Collection. This is actually a coin set, 50p's, from the Falkland Islands. So that in itself is quite an oddity, a rarity. We usually get to see Gibraltar, Channel Islands, Isle of Man. Very rarely do I actually get commemoratives for the Falklands. Now I do collect the Falkland circulating currency and some of the non-circulating stuff, but don't tend to go for these sorts of sets. But this one, for some reason, I thought, you know what, I've not got any Charles stuff, and that is obviously who is appearing on the obverse. Don't know if you can see that very well with the light. It should be doable. So that's an image by Glyn Davis. Now he's done quite a bit of the Falklands coins over the last few years. So this is the, like I say, Buckingham Palace 50p collection, and inside you got 5 coins and a little write-up on each. So first of all, what I will do is just briefly show you the text on the inside. So this gives you a little bit about each of the coins. So you've got the central balcony, the palace gates, Buckingham House, the grand staircase, and the palace throne room. So you can pause that, have a quick read, and then as we come over, if I zoom in, make it a bit easier to see, that's better. So there's the central balcony. Looks like it's looking from behind. You've got the king on the right and the queen consort on the left. Then you've got the palace gates. Classic image of the gates. This is obviously where all the tourists line up to peer through any announcements, proclamations, that sort of thing they put out, usually on this little stand just the other side of these gates. And you got Buckingham House itself. The Buckingham House, as it says in the text on the side, was bought in 1761 by King George III for Queen Charlotte. Once George IV acceded the throne, he commissioned John Nash to perform it into a U-shaped palace, enlarging the central block and rebuilding the eastern wings. So what most people don't realise as well is Buckingham Palace isn't actually where the king or the queen lives. This is their offices. They live elsewhere. They do sleep over here, they do stay here, they do host events here, but this isn't officially their residence as such. So it's quite an unusual thing to look at. But yeah, it's a nice little place. I've been past there a fair few times over the years. Then you got the grand staircase, something most of us never get to see except for in photos. And then the last one is obviously the palace throne room. So we get to see that on special events, special occasions, you know, things like I want to say coronations, but it's not quite a full coronation. But you know, after the king was crowned, he was photographed sat on that particular throne in all his regalia as well. Once he'd left Westminster Cathedral, I think it was, wasn't it? And then at the bottom, you've got the specs on the coin. So the Falkland Islands, 2025 50p's, Cupro nickel, diameter 27.3 mil, 8 grams a piece, which is normal for 50p's. All the reverses are done by a chap called Quintin Peacock. Never come across that name before actually. But Glyn Davis, like I say, does the obverse of the king, and they're all brilliant uncirculated. As far as I'm aware, these are not going to be going into circulation. They are literally just commemoratives. So you part with your money, you pack them away, and they never see the light of day again. But I thought before I do put these away into a nice little storage area, I'd let you guys have a quick look. It's not an overwhelming set. It's quite a normal little set, really. Set of 5. We've had many other things in the past like this, same sort of packaging. We've had Peter Pan, we've had trains, I think we've had lorries, buses, but no, I would have thought they might have brought these out a bit sooner, but no, they've waited till now. So like I say, it's from the Falklands. So it's a new addition to my collection to go with all the other Falkland coins I've got, and it will, as I say, be popped away back into its little plastic bag and popped away into storage, probably never to be seen again. But until I do, there you go. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this very, very quick look at these coins. If you did, please consider a like, maybe leave a comment. They're not everyone's cup of tea, appreciate that. But if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It helps grow. And above all, please consider clicking the share button. That does get me out to other people. I get more viewers and I can hopefully give you bigger and better content. Anyway, till the next time, folk, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you then. Cheers all.